Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Manicheans series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lulu Master channel. As this adventuring playthrough continues with Captain Praniyata of the Ravens of the Father of Greatness, who also has one child, which is of Chinese origin, Han Chinese. Doesn't have a guardian, which I forgot to do that, so I will change his culture and religion as I adopted him, despite the fact that he's club-footed, which is going to be a bad handicap, but I'm willing to help him out and such. Let me think. Besides the obvious future plans of continue to travel westward and then go to India via Silk Road route, the usual route. Not going through the mountains yet. Let's see, because we earned a pretty good amount of provisions. Don't make much in the way of money. So we plan on heading to the land of Sogdia within the Empire. It's part of the Manichean Church, so this is a holy land, so to speak, held by the Archegos, who is the Prince Bishopric of Samarkand. But I notice it's winter time, so it would not be wise to travel right now. A roll of patrons. Just give me... I was about to say give me more contracts, but... Artifact delivery. Will do. Because I needed to upgrade something. A Manichean hymn book. Written by Kubasa. So yeah, I'll be there. It's not gonna be a long travel, is it? Yeah. Good way to earn a contract. And that is, hey, how it goes. Teaming with all manner of wildlife, the Senate and I agreed that Kunak would be a splendid place to go on a hunt. While we don't have time to stay for a proper outing as we traverse the areas, I spot a pristine wild rabbit at the edge of the forest. It has care markings on its fur, and I motion to ascend the surveying animal. He spots the rabbit, he grins. What would you say to a friendly wager, leader? Whoever strikes that pristine fellow with an arrow wins. Sounds like a deal to me. 99% chance that the arrow falls appears to the heart of the rabbit. Give me 20 gold, and a rabbit's paw, in fact. Rabbit in sight will both slowly but purposely move closer to the rabbit, taking aim for its tiny body as it gnashes away at the piece of straw. I pull my string and release as the arrow goes straight into the animal's body. The sudden impact launches a few paces, then the tiny body slumps down on the ground, motionless. I roar in triumph. My son joins me in my cheer. Nice shot, he cries as I dart forward to pick up the trophy. This was fun. There you go. Fall from the one-of-a-kind pristine rabbit down into the friendly 100% of the Karnak hunting grounds. That's +1 prowess, so a bit of... One second. I'm in the middle of texting someone. That's not how you spell intoxicating, Lord Master. Okay, let's read this event here. It's been snowing for the past few days, and the cold is unbearable. I look around to see that my entourage is struggling as well, so I decide to travel on foot alongside them. After we walk through the snowstorm for another hour, Kutan pulls me aside while shaking the yelps. Please, my leader, I can't not feel my finger anymore. He tries to make a fist, but the pain's too strong. His finger is swollen and turned all shades of blue and black. Why on earth would I want to do that to my spear? Hey, Gurpong knows winter better than any of us. But unfortunately he gained severe frostbite. Alright, here you go. Here's your Manichean book and pay me. Seems our caravan's become a little lost in these fortnights. Since Ben shut us around. Thanks, Cephalus. Though last fall his friend asked for directions, he does not appear to be an expert Nuristani speaker. Let me try. Got lost. I gotta start learning foreign languages. It seems our time less proved beneficial for my son. Oh shit. Something about the local culture simply fascinates him. So much so that in a brief time he's managed to pick up a passable Nuristani, an achievement that the lad is trumpeting to the high heavens by speaking around the camp constantly. He would drop a little words in praise to conversation to his less smug sir, but perhaps of a good cause. Jay, why didn't you just teach me that language, huh? So maybe he could teach me too. Hey, we learned the language together. Now I know Nuristani, so we don't have to get lost again. Actually, I remember what I was going to save my money on. Hey, here's a shortcut. Copying Manichean text. I'm meeting with the local Vamna members of the Manichean elect today, out on the field apparently, to discuss issues they face, and how I can support them in their work to spread the teachings of the Prophet Mani, guide us spiritually, and liberate the light from the world of matter. The meeting was productive enough, as we covered various issues and solutions. After the discussions, I engage in more light-hearted chat with the elite. The conversation drifts towards the topic of copying and writing books, as Mani instructed us to treasure texts as a reliable way to pass down these teachings. The elect have the duty of constantly copying and recopying text. It's tiresome. My hands are becoming constantly exhausted and sore, one of the elect reflects immersive. But it's important work that we do so that the religion of light can never be extinguished. I'm glad I don't have to do such strenuous work. Eek. Hang on. Damn it, Lord Master. After nearly a year, Badra presents me with a comprehensive, unflattering portrait of my grandparent. Should anyone read it, it will be ridiculed. Burning insult the Chronicle and exile from court. How dare you? I thought you were an honorable man. Get out! Unless I can invite you as a guest. Actually, stay here. Hang on. And then recruit you to camp. I'll pay you 10 gold as a compensating for... Hey, sorry about that. I don't want to get rid of him because he's got good skills. out what I would do for a huntsman. Right, oh, patrons. Can you give me another contract? Because I want more money. For the university. That's what I'm trying to save my money on originally. Eager explorer. Reliable mercenaries. The curious Courtiers seeks company and protection during his next escapade. You sure about that? Leaving his laden meal huffing away outside. Vomit of laugh exhaustion in my tent. Greetings. It said you are the woman of the world. Perhaps one with gold enough to venture to the far side of the ever curious explorer myself. I hear that the ruby mining settlement is font of great riches, known to the mercenaries throughout the islands. Please take me to the castle of Ishkamish. Protect me on the road and I'll reward you well with coin. Oh, grand. Let's go. That means we'll pass through this battle site. We get to go to here. And on our way back, I would like to take a shortcut to Gilgit. As we continue through Goma, my eyes catches an elaborately decorated tomb amidst a network of Roman graves. And the tomb appears to be cracked open, and just within its mouth I see a glimmer of some unknown treasure. None but my party appear to be around, and surely whomever once owned the contents of this tomb would not cast judgment on me for taking what would otherwise be unused. 90% chance of getting 20 gold, that I'm sure nobody would notice. Nope! Party got caught. Uh-oh. I guess I better get in here. Mother! Cries my emotion. Finally up to speed at the near bowling me over. Look what I found. It's a puppy! The boy does indeed appear to be all but swinging a freshly whelped pup as he has a crook in his arm. The great nose along his nose were picked up, but despite the awkward movement, the animal seems very excited to be here. Why, Shen looks happier than I've seen him in weeks. A boy and his dog. Go for stalwart leader. Although I would like to be a strategist in the long run. But I just wanted to pick this up for a bit more prowess. What are you doing? I asked it back. I found it hard to fall asleep tonight. Perhaps because traveling has disturbed my body's normal routine. So I stepped out of the campfire. In fact, I was awake as well, despite not having night watch duty at the moment. So I had to sit down next to him. With a contemplative look in his face, I pointed to the night sky and smells the stars. Sometimes I like just to stare at them. Magnificent, aren't they? I thank the Father of Greatness I can witness such wonders every day. I'm sure you recognize some of the constellations. Is that the constellation of the bracelet of the Great Moose? Passing by the mountain lake up Tashkogan, I come across some local pilgrims and chat with them. As we talk, I notice some fish in the lake waters, and the conversation drifts to that. One of the pilgrims tells me that the sightings of a giant goldfish and dragons in these waters. Such things, as though rare, are not heard of in Tibet, apparently. That sounds a little preposterous to me. In the historical context. In the remote highlands of Tibet, there are some aquatic species who are adapted to the extreme conditions of the bodies of water found there, like the various kinds of fish. However, local folklore and legends speak of much larger animals that have not been excuse me, scientifically confirmed, such as the giant golden fish and dragons. In this commission, at last our destination lies before us. We approach the ruby mining settlement. Wasn't quite sure I'd make it, Fireman gasps. But you've been a steady guide through every peril. I thank you. Your pay is well earned, and you must admit, this commission is astounding. Let's head back to my camp. Mother begins my sunrise of water something. I decided that as I'm now a man, I shall have my own tent. No more sharing of anyone for me. You're 8. You stand still, Spilled finished. The hedge of defiance oozing from his posture. Almost involuntarily, a crooked eyebrow this unprovoked display. I will not budge on this. I am an adult and I demand to be treated as an adult. You want it, earn it. Such son challenge is determined by my education trait. Against a 64% chance he triumphs, 36% chance fails to impress me. Fails to impress me. I think I know a cure. There you go. Fight corruption. Sen and I are best friends. I'm not interested in Vamna trinkets. Money's gonna be on our slaughter. As we head towards Vamna, we stop in our tracks for a short break. Some trek the dunes, while others rest in the shade of the caravan. The sun is at its peak. The heat is oppressive. It's November. I watch Apex slowly trogs through the sand. All of a sudden he falls to his knees, clutching his leg. He's been bitten by a viper. Eventually, the serpent releases its fangs from his flesh, and it's clear that the venom has taken its toll. Perhaps the venom can be treated. I'll attempt to treat the venom myself. You're good now. Last spears are horseshoes and saddles are in current need of repairs. It's nothing new for anyone who's traveled along the roads. Any travel by mount requires the maintenance of such supplies. The villages of Ken are home to some of the craftsmen who can repair horseshoes and saddles for a reasonable price. Of course, we could try to save our money and not spend it on horseshoes and saddles till they actually break down. I will bear in and just be careful, we're almost home. As I pass through a small town of my travels, I'm accosted by a foul-smelling man. He stumbles forth and nearly falls to a member of my entourage as he approaches. His breath reeks of alcohol, and it's clear he had too many cups to meet. Can you spare some change, my lady? Things have been hard up lately. I could really use a pint. After he uses his last of his self-awareness to beg, he fall over on the ground and piss themselves. It's clear sad state of affairs, but it's hardly my problem, is it? Perhaps can make something out of you yet, even though you're drunk, but there might be some use to you. One second. My path from the lead baggage car takes me close to the camp's edge, where the shouts and the screams of children draw my attention. My son was sadness leading several others in themselves, a tall dude, sending sprays of sand everywhere. Giggles and spits a puff puff follow whenever a child gets some in their mouth, which is often. After a moment, my son catches sight of me. The boy beams in my direction, clearly hovering between taking his playmates back towards camp or pushing a little further into the wilds. Go on, explore. Alright. Do you know how much it costs to go for the university visit, at least right here in Varna? 320. So, keep earning more coin by any means. Could ask for another contract. So what do you got for me? Again, I'm earning no provisions for this unless I have been and I wasn't paying attention. Just want more money and prestige to go along with it. So, golden gift. An important convoy is about to depart. The Courtiers offers a hefty reward for anyone willing to protect along this way. A delegation saunters to the flaps and I greet to. Greetings, adventurer speaks on. Many of the roads of this world are treacherous. If you work for the Mogul, we'll need you to pay well this week. We carry us a mighty chest of jewels, perfumes, and precious metals. You are to bear us to Sumdo, and present a great ceremony to Welkasang. The most lavish gifts. Well placed to what even my liege's step. It must be closely guarded. I'll travel this chest in sight, so pays 25 gold to me. And it's a short travel, so it's just convenient for me. Noble work at Sogdians, I proclaim. This chest teems of gold, silver, and gems, selected for you in the vast treasury of Bokot of La Damogal. Workers sing leaps over them. Praise to the Buddha Sandari, and praise Bokot. Do you know such generosity? My thanks, child. You are most welcome to remain in Sumdo, particularly if there be stray coins laying about your tent. Alright, one more job. Then we'll go to the local, university, which is actually the Grand Temple here. Just get me there. Right. No valid contracts? How about you? No valid contracts. No valid contract. Okay then. In this case, give me some provisions and I'll be on my way out of here. Actually. Oh, barely make it. Okay. Here we go. And just earned those provisions nearly at the max. Still young, so I'd like to see my education get approved. I'm here to study hard, a library of knowledge. After my studies, then I will travel to Sogdia and then go towards this direction, towards India, where I'll definitely earn a living over there. I'm finally here, walking the halls of Vanna, revered seat of all knowledge in the Manichean world. I have so much to learn from the holy men and women who gather between these venerable walls. And what about all these ancient scrolls and books? Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets and offer all the distractions that the student could ever desire. It's time to get started. The library's empty, except for me and Z. I've been reading the same page and the improvement of moral qualities over and over. That's of no use. I cannot concentrate. Not when he keeps gently biting the tip of his quill while softly running a finger across Copy's codpiece. And she keeps looking at me in the direction the eyes are doing it. I think we deserve a break, Paragon moaned softly. Must focus on book. I caught these two hiding in the food stores, the very irate cook shouting, dragging my son and Vengi and Co. They had stolen a whole keg of meat. My son tried to put it back by himself before I noticed, but no such luck as it, says angry. Deceased, my ward is a little troublemaker, but one that he had to change of heart. You stay away from spirits from now on, you hear me? You should be temperate. That's a Manichean virtue. I mean, it's virtue in your faith too, but I'm turning you Manichean as you grow up. I'm suddenly distracted by midnight sights of a loud crash and a near deafening slam and expensive sounding shatter. What in the world is going on? The source of this disturbance appears to be two peasants. Father Greatness knows that they got in there, ravenously gulping down a barrel of the university's invigorable infusions. That's how late of one was shot. Yeah, I think the bitters just because they could read. The other follows Kashina Kolak. Those poor unfortunate souls. I will say that you learn how to read. These two joined my camp, because they could be useful someday, of the schemes that we may use in future. University centers of higher education are always bustling high as a socialization. In these haunted halls, all students are peers, and all apprentices along the road of knowledge, which is why it can be helped to make friends and feel part of the community. Maybe these are my first thoughts when Zen approaches me, and the smell of meat on his breath. Join me, my friends, Praniyata. Prost the might of the captain by downing more cups than anyone else, and we shall consider you one of us. No thanks. Students, we have an esteemed speaker joining us today. And teacher Siddhaka exclaims, let us welcome Patriarch Siddhavira of the Uganichi, the utmost authority of Manichean doctrine of Nirvana. Greetings, Siddhavira starts solemnly while puffing his fist. Today we'll be exploring collecting rare manuscripts and how it connects to the nature of the Father of Greatness. The other students straighten their backs, procurator calls, this is going to take a while. fiercely scribbled notes. Sadaka, one of the most respected teachers of Amna, is clearly a foreigner. Amna. While not strictly necessary for my studies, as long as a mother tongue would foster a privileged relationship with Sadaka, which is bound to be a good investment in the future. This will bring me close to the Magister, so 64% chance I learn the East Iranian language. In the University of Business Studies got much more successful, 36% chance I failed to learn his language. Learned his language. Teacher environment takes place for the most part in Overhaul. The students are encouraged to exercise their rhetorical prowess and to show the progress of the learning debates in front of the peers and teachers. Today, your Timur has asked me and Zen to take opposing sides on the topic of reason versus faith to discuss it out. Let me begin from the scriptures, as everyone knows. 85% chance that my position is stronger, 50% chance that I'm outmatched. I lost the debate. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I couldn't even imagine the number of the wise men that studied environment. The depth of their thinking, the breadth of their research, just being part of the same environment has made me a much better person. And my newly gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. However, during my stay, I've grown close to one of my teachers, Sadaka, and I'm loath to part ways already. Medium chance to upgrade my education trade, and I got it. Oh, yeah. He'll be a great addition to my camp. Come on in. And I got this inventory artifact. The Ogalav Vamna Art of Strategy. An elegant tome that shows an excellent understanding of warfare as it touches upon subjects such as ancient military campaigns. The cover is wood has been painted to display a repeating image of interlaced knot patterns. Thank you very much. You know what, screw it, just pick these up and then we'll get to work on strategies. Now down to a bit of a negative money here. What's this? Fight corruption. Carriers of Kojas. Sugan Shah suffers from rampant bandits, odious officials, and panicky peasants. Anyone willing to keep them all in line will be rewarded. It's enough for me to fill it up all the way. Karlov had a mez of Iskanish, Sugan Shah's marshal, visits my cabin for the day. As soon as we are left alone, he begins muttering. It's embarrassing to admit, but I need your help in dealing with disobedient peasants and Vakan, Marshal Hobson guards. They flout the Emir's authority, and I can't keep them in control. They beat and humiliate anyone I send, dare me to come in full force. Their conduct is a black mark, one that stains all the realm. Let me deal with them. That'll be the last time I'll go over to that region. Brooke. Damn it. I'll be late. When we arrive at Walcott, I'm quick to round up the worst of rabble-rousers and demand to explain themselves. Zin, a peasant of some reputation, speaks for the rest. It's our place to be ruled over, but Emir Masood does so unjustly. With chaos rife in the land, we can hardly hold on to what's ours. Still, it drives us to labor like workhorses. We toil on any promise of safety from war, maladies, and the like. Hell. Just gotta do for the money. Silence your people or die, peasant. 65% chance I exert as president, 34% chance I'm about to leave someone behind. And I succeed. Okay. Well, we got it. Entered my pay. We'll be ready to depart from Valna to Sogdians soon. Because my priority now is gonna have to be, well, start spending money on camp upgrades. We were traveling through Kahan when a scent called to my attention. Some plants he noticed on the sidewalk. He excitedly told me, "Herbal plants over there? Do you see them? They're somewhat rare. They can be found occasionally in Kahan. But to find a bunch here like this, if you will permit it, we should settle camp nearby so I could gather some. Any physician can make great use of them, including yours." Why not? Camp nearby. Right, let's go. No reason to stay here anymore. Plus all the contracts are further down in India. It's gonna become a place to be. But first, let's visit the lands of the Manichean Church. Visit places like these. It's gonna cost us half the provisions. I enjoy laughing at idiots like that. Alright, another shortcut. Culture discovers battlements innovation. It's almost like you're lagging behind with everything. Got birds and battlements. Sadaka's most recent foe slumps down, panting and defeated. Wrestling is a fairly popular sport among the most mercenaries, for obvious reasons, but Sadaka pursues it like it's an art form. Sometimes wonder if he'd prefer to fight barehanded, needing no other weapon. The man sees my ponting look, raises his fist, polite yet mocking just, "Well, Praniyata, how about it?" Brave words for the intimate loser. 95% chance I wrestle him in submission, 4% defeat. And I wrestled him into submission. Huh. Apparently there's another landless adventurer that lives in Sogdia. The Exiles of Tengri, led by Captain Akgul. Turning a bend in the path, we come across a group of people covered in dust, emerging from what must have been an oppressive tomb. They hoist burlap sacks that jingle and jangle, weighed down by the trinkets that they dug out of the ancient building. Times are hard, mighty captain. Our families must be fed, for we're not doing harm among the living. The captain desires our cut. 65% chance I pick out a precious treasure, 25% chance nothing special. Pick out a precious treasure. As we trek through Nakad, our caravan stopped at a clearing bordered by leafy bushes. I proceed toward a commercial only to find Maya and Kutan having an outright row. I have no more you idiots, say you, Baron Sign. My staff's foot in there. You're the one who's lying on the entire journey, squealing. Are we there yet? At every crossroads, Kutan retorted. Come now, you two can make amends. Use my entourage. Sassanian sword, regalia artifact. Said to be the remnant of the old Sassanian era, the sword is embellished with several gemstones and features intricate patterns, making it a magnificent sight to behold. Though nowadays it is too fragile to be taken into battle. Perhaps this sword was once held by a hero, now lost to time. Excellent. Found that as we entered Fergana. As I'm looking through the market stalls and so I feel my purse string cut. Despite my immediate reaction, the thief disappears in the crowd. Only through pure coincidence, one of my guards sees the man and puts it back on. Stop, or I'll have your head! One of my guards shouts at him. The thief turns around, giving us an angry, shifty stare. I don't know about you. Arrogant and all that. Rational opportunist. Just for once I'll say, filthy thief, you think you can steal from me? Kill him. Although, if I remember correctly, there's somewhere that says about, you've killed at least 12 characters, so that's the first time I killed someone. But it wasn't combat related, as much as, how dare you steal from me? Okay, that means nothing. Alright, here we are, Samarkand. Unfortunately, there's some criminal contracts here, which I have no intentions of doing criminal contracts. I'd like to keep it clean because I only wish to do, become a knight there and need more martial or prowess contracts. Not to mention get the level of fame up more, by any means. So we'll visit here. Few places are majestic as a castle, and Samarkand is no exception. The Sogdian troops and banners are visible everywhere in the city. As we pass through the main gates, I spot a handful of guards peeking out from the embrasures above. My son in Erhashan looks around with a content face. He seems enjoying the change of scenery. For once, let's have a look at Samarkand Castle. Our Samarkand castle grounds are, as expected, furnished for martial purposes, with casks of arrows, stray pole weapons, a handsome stable, and the like. The training ground is just outside the gates of a handful of garrison guards that are dawdling around the entrance, either half asleep or polishing their weapons. Washer looks around contentedly, then ponders to the robust banner depicting the coat of arms, swaying in the wind. Let's visit local training grounds. And I tells you, things have been going south around here for ages. Local master of arms, Aram, the Persian, knows sorts, and then continues. Miss Hudson looking over my shoulder, questioning my. He falls car as I approach range. I check out a plethora of equipment and training obstacles. Doing my best to ignore stuff I handle. Can't afford a training session, and I need a proving grounds to employ a master of arms for someone like him. So on second thought, never mind. Walking back through the castle gates of the training grounds, guards on their post barely gave me a second glance this time around. Hua Shen curiously observes a wandering hawker who is delicately waving a curved blade in the air to demonstrate the superiority of the curve. My gaze wanders as I look down the plaza. I feel really next. Maybe we should look at some able bodies at the garrison. Inside the stuffy garrison, the guards have arranged for a fighting ring to hone their skills. Two of them are currently using it, jabbing at each other while they're cheered on by a handful of onlookers. I've observed their training for a bit, and it's clear that Buzz, Sogdian, the first guard, is more significantly experienced than Hua Shen, the second guard. Oh, different Hua Shen. Chinese men all the way over there in this part of the world. Yeah, I'd say that. Exiting the guard corners, I squinted at the sudden flood of light and deeply inhaled the fresh air. I looked to my left as Hua Shen clenches a yawn. I raise my eyebrows. He makes an apologetic face. My gaze turns to the corner, pondering what to do next. Hit back! On my way back to the main square, I stopped to admire the work of local tapestry, creating a piece of art commissioned by the Archegos Praniyata. The scorpion skitters by, the currents creating whirlwinds and sand which glow virtually ethereal in the desert sun. Let's think of something else. Supplies are this way. The onions, fabrics, the firewood sewing thread. The supply merchant Usambike has it all. Stalls filled to the brim with whatever I need for a night in the wilds. I move a bit closer to draw attention. She lights up and looks at me with a friend's. What do you need? Can't afford this, but oh boy. I can take supplies or the entire stall. Your call. 75% chance that I successfully intimidate her. 20% chance that she sees through my deterrence. 30% chance that guards are summoned and I get wounded. God. Town cry may have something for us. The town crowd perks up as I approach, essentially chattering about the nearby contracts posted by local nobles. He is covered by a friendly, shut-there white, brownish, old grey cat who looks at me with the clearest blue eyes as I attempt to listen to narrative listenings. Eloquent negotiators needed for diplomatic dealings. Acknowledged stewards needed for organizational assignments. Adventurers wanted for treasure hunt. A treasure hunt, you say? Let's head back. Treasure of a lifetime. The retired treasure hunter, Tamasp, needs help with locating one final elusive ord. This will remain valid as long as you have the treasure map in your possession. He'll pay me 50 gold, but more importantly, way more provisions to continue my travels to India, where there's a lot happening down here. Take it. Tamas walks up to me and pats my shoulder. Such a good lass. I truly appreciate your aid for this one final excursion. He hands over the tattered treasure map. The wrinkles around his eyes soft as sauce. They may not look like much, but I wrestled with the Prince of Darkness himself to obtain this. Treated with care. Pausing for a moment to let the words sink in. The old man then cackles. Whenever you're ready, we have treasure to take up. I got nothing better to do. Let's head out. So it's go to Kotal. Oh, that's not far. Treasure maps coupled with the tires and adventures. One final plea. I'm getting old and my body is failing. Find this elusive treasure and bring it back to me. My time's running short. You don't screw it. Travel with camp. Gonna earn a lot more provisions anyhow, as we're headed to there. But first, we're gonna take a little bit of a detour to Bukhara to visit the Ark, and then we'll head to the destination. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's go. Uncle is losing Vamna. Inheritance. There's no two ways about it, whether from weather, terrain, overloading, or simple bad luck. Some maladies gotten over the camp's pack animals. They moan, they braid, they walk, but it's all growing slower and more sluggish by the hour. Never mind the day. Some of the horses have clear fevers, and one of the other mules looks ready to die. A dire threat of it spreads further. Oh. We can redistribute our gear to the recovery. 71% chance to ease the burden, ease the suffering. 29% chance that disease spreads to the earth. There we go. Just good for them. I prefer friends. As I walk through the streets of Bahara, a procession of soldiers emerge from the side street. Most of them are injured and aided by drowned Tron citizens. Harold proudly stands up in front of the throng of people gathering around the marketplace. He declares a loud voice, "We are crushed before those of the nomadic revolt dogs." Yet again, it's only a matter of time before the victory is ours. Yet celebratory words pales when I look at the injured soldiers and their grieving relatives. Maybe they have some wisdom to share from the battles. 26% chance I insult survivors, 43% chance I hear some stories about the battles, 15% chance I hear about the Uga lead to strategic blunders, and 40% chance how the Uga lead to fought. I insult survivors. Morning brings a report that the man-eating beast has struck again. Another life vanished without a trace, save a slight drag marks and effects of blood where the nimble creature disabled its prey. Sentries can't get a look at the damn thing. Whatever it is, it's got a taste for us. It seems smart enough to follow us after us during the day or already the evenings. I cast my eyes to the dry, dusty grounds we're moving over, broken by hills and occasional trees. Any slavering terror could easily stalk us through this terrain. Watching, waiting, hunger building, slowly building for this evening meal. Well, this is in Bahara, that's what's affected. I shall take its head. I mean, you know how bold I am. So I'll pursue the beast personally, risking potential death in exchange for prestige. Depending on what it is and how large it actually is, it may be fairly easy or very, very hard, and you cannot back down once you set out. Can't afford to wait another night to outrun the thing. Gather my hunting party. I intend to end this, to do so this very morning. The beast's tracks are barely perceptible, although they seem to be feline. After nearly an hour, we arrive in a dusty valley where the footprints simply seem to vanish. A loud growl from behind prompts me to spin on my heel where a rapid, sizable leopard, the face and paws still drenched in blood, awaits the creature, its trap sprung, breaks into sprint. So, I guess we could assume this is a snow leopard. They tend to live in that region up there. That somehow got all the way down to Bahara. Have at the beast. 95% chance of the beast falls, my numbers. 4% chance of beast escape, in which could either lead to 60% chance of getting wounded, or 40% chance that I'll die. Have at the beast falls to me. We came across a beautiful vista at Sabak. It's a beautiful view unlike we've seen. The picturesque expanse of the landscape that truly shows the glory of our world. Several members of my entourage insist that we stay in this area for a day or two. It takes time to admire the scenery. Can't tarry for long even for this. Keep moving. I've seen this event before. Threatening all I can take it back. High altitude and brisk air hotel is a very refreshing quality as you traverse a local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appears to be practically some rare type of training technique you've seen before. I'm moving closer, feeling to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I'm approached by local captain, Fahab. Would you like to join, my lady? I can always pick up a trait. I'm always up for a challenge. I'm a rough terrain expert. Oh, I forgot to pick this up. Unlocks the quartermaster officer. We do have a good one. Now, with quartermaster, we take less provision losses and increases the capacity. Maya, you'll do. You could do a lot better. As we arrive at the outskirts of Hobo, I follow the marker on the treasure map through the cliffs and undergrowth, and the hill opens up to a magnificent wellspring. A plethora of birds and grazed animals populate the spot, undisturbed by the outside world. Upon the beauty of this location, and how all creatures exist in gentle hierarchy: insects, fish, birds, and beasts. The warmth grows in my chest. This is a divine sensation. There can be no doubt. Splendid news for Tomas. Tomas can barely contain his excitement as I return to his tent. That sounds truly breathtaking. I've spent so much of my life searching for wealth, for trinkets, for things that glitter. This was a remote lost time. This is where I'll spend my final days. In peace. Thank you, my friend. Pleasure doing business with you. Oh, I get a permanent modifier. Divine Springs. So it's clear to experience the Divine Springs, realizing the beauty beyond its material treasures. So apparently the Divine Springs was right here in this enclave that the Hogan Lychee has not yet conquered. Give me a second. So if you just earned a bit more provisions. Just can't wait to get out of this hellhole that they call, I don't know. Just let me go to another town car. Just a car hireling. I wanted to do more of these. Collect taxes, hired muscle. The Sadara Khan urgently seeks discreet swords, however short posting, handsome reward offered for swift, clean work. You got it. You can get rid of this option. That beggar stopped even making an attempt to clean himself, even a fact I'm brutally confronted with some of my followers begging me to deal with. I know what you're thinking, Captain. It's not laziness, it's a drive of efficiency. I can actually do more work if I spend less time wiping the sweat away from the road. This is so relentless focus on what it looks like. He's mad or a fool or both. Should be right ahead. Far ahead. My needs are simple, Exchange Gaza. There are certain thorns in the rose of Apakaran. Now, I remove these prickly characters. Can't be seen to remove them directly, so you're gonna have to deal with them for me. Draw down, cross my neck quizzing. No, no, clarifies the Empire. No serious bloodshed. Just keep them silent about killing them till they understand what it is to destroy the Sada. Seems simple enough. Let's get on with our task. I got some good, talented people here. Well, not really. But certainly the people of intrigue. Will work out. Give me those two. Head back, he'll be the... Okay, this will all do. Success isn't great, but at least we're giving it a try here. One sec. I am visiting in a village in my realm. On some business. Before I leave, I stop by an herbalist shop on a whim and look around. The herbalist, an older woman with stern-faced looks, nodded at me for mindlessly loitering, but says nothing. As I look through her stock of herbs, I never realized there were so many kinds of herbs, plants, minerals, and so on that would one make use for potions and poisons, even for someone like myself, who has some knowledge of the arts of herbalism. There's so many planets, minerals, and substances around this world. So we even might find some unexpected things from time to time. Kind of purchases a lot from my physicians to use. Ah, crud. Sven's no longer died from wounds, right? Yep. Damn it. Go settle with you then. After all my lectures and my shared wisdom, my son and Manicheans finally embraced true faith. I always knew it would make a good little Manichean one day. A great news got in my hand. I'd like for you to change your culture too. I don't think it would be unreasonable. Snarks could have presumably draws short straws and come to speak to me. Waving on dismissively on the surrounding terrain all the while. All this mountain game around and we can't even take time to stock up on the little luxuries that make our food bearable. I sighed, weary the conversation. Wonder which was break first. Yes, our provisions are perhaps a bit below to where I'd like them to be, but there's little cause for such alarm. It's not into the budget, so I'm quite stern on the provisions, so the Courtiers will learn to make do with or else make do without. So take up less provisions use. No. Rounding a cluster of tents, I leave the barber's tent. I come across a gaggle of followers having dinner around a small hearth. Curiously, most of the dock admire amongst them. Neither of them particularly enjoy one's company. Before I time to ponder such strange Quaker seating, my mutters something inaudible. Only for the whisper sense that I got a blind rage. With a flash, a weapon is drawn, blood is about to be spilled. Hell. Rest up, says intervene. Put a halt to this. Nobody dies, nobody gets arrested, anything like that. Alright, let's give this a try. Execute with confidence, 83% chance success. Wonderful job, Praniyata. The garden of Upper Quran is beautifully, blissfully silent. I can rest a little easier at night. Toss me a pouch, so please stay with us next time we pass through the area. I'm sure we could find suitable lodgings, not to mention suitable employment for such an enterprising young mercenary. Long path ahead of us. Another hired muscle job. Anything that makes me a knight errant and all that. It's just my prayer now is in need of more provisions. Let me see. Huntsman proficient trackers would do. Yeah, let's just get another job done. Let's do this scheme again. My son Hashem has finished the lesson held by Bizet on the management of treasury and the gold therein. Seems taking the lesson to heart with a reinforced sense of justice. He's constantly talking about how everyone from the highest captain to the lowest launderer plays their part of the economy in the land. Strong sense of justice will do you to the people. I've heard tell of the military exploits of legendary Clod's mercenaries and passing through Vax. I'm fortuitous enough to come across a highly skilled mercenary commander. Beruskaj is the finest swordsman in the world and would be honored to serve for the right price. And the right price he shall have. Maybe it could be another muscle. Yep, you got it. Mother, I have a request. There's my son who I sent behind him, shyly cleaning my voice, and looks a gangly Sogdian youth. This is Shazadeh. I really like her. I was wondering, could she come with us? Her parents too. She can't leave them behind. Sogdian Buddhist, huh? Okay, it's a whole Sogdian Buddhist family. Suppose we could accommodate in our family. We'll spend a bunch of provisions and we'll earn a bunch in return. Get him in. This again. Yeah, we'll have a much better success chance now. Things will take time. The food in this residence is excellent. Of course, the far cry from the usual rough and ready fare I'm so used to. Very glad you can answer my summons, but says, just in my direction, I'd like to see if there's anything we can do with one help another. After all, certain times that a man of my stature, that I can't quite get down in the muck some jobs require. Just give me more provisions. Oh, what's that? Protect the innocent up there. Prowess scheme. Okay, we can do that. Guess we're spending here a while. Only if it gives you more coin and provisions. Let's do it. Got it. Payment's a bit small. But we can have proficient trackers. Relevant contract success chance increases. Gain more provisions when hunting. And takes up less use when you're traveling certain areas. Especially when we go to India. Hard-working folk of Corona need help. The Sadar offers all kinds of orders to altruistic adventurers. They say children react more than anyone else to the places they find themselves. It's fortunate my son was Shen and finds himself in a company of the most hardy Bagatula, vicious sellswords and dogged soldiers that have been able to gather. A fine environment for a young boy to grow up in, and one where he seemed determined to take its many lessons to heart. 5 seconds in another path. Still a little wisdom. Just want to increase his skill. I hope everything will be alright. Oh, jeez. As we travel through the lower Quran, taking a beautiful view of the mountainside, when I steal my eyes away to focus on the stony path ahead. We've always been surrounded by a group of ruffians. A fearsome man, presumably their leader, steps from our car. Passing through these mountains will cost you. Don't care who you are. Anyone passing through my mountains pays. I will not give in so easily to battle. 99% chance that I beat the bandits, gain 10 gold and prestige. Animals, thugs, ruffians. The mere thought of it seems to disturb them, Sadar calls us to me. The common people of Sadar are so agitated they fear they may rise in arms any moment. Those are young families with rebuking my officers, asking why not to protect them. No reason to compromise. Keep it balanced. We have good men around. Excellent. trades. But again, I'm mainly focused on this. I'll soon be illustrious if I keep this up. Three, four, and there goes the fifth wall this month. I put the corpse down in a cart right in time for Zargo's to arrive at some of our servants. What a magnificent job. No more murdered candle, no more lost children. Here have your payment. And if the convo complain once again, I know who to call for. Mother, he cries in his silence. Want you to meet someone. Boy turns to another child. Flinging his arms wide as though presenting Father Green's gift to faithful. Rather, looks a shabby little. This is Adada, my new playmate. Someday she's going to help me run this camp. I think you made a friend for life there, my son. That's against the world. This is unrelated, but it gives me a lot of provisions, which I could do just then. Well-mannered wanderer is a good breeding. Steadfast individuals suffer honest work of collecting the Pata levy in the name of the Kadana of East Takaristan. Skilled at handling of lowborns is needed. So it requires me to travel city holding and investigate through vets. Full war depends on proving that the characters are not paying their fair share of the tax by completing stewardship skill challenges or quartermaster aptitude challenges. Maybe we can find someone better. This representative is swift to the point. The city of Tarakan has, it seems, failed to pay an extra tax imposed by the good Kamdana. Residents have resisted further demands and has not quite marched an open revolt just yet. Right as some wants us to, but is cautious of the potential cost of an outright rebellion. A neutral third party is a convenient faction for browbeating the rock settlements leader. One mayor can't die into the submission. All it waits is a journey to there. Yeah. Over there. Captain Praniyata, welcome, cries the man. There's a party and I enter the city. My quartermaster Gurupong bumps along with me, alert and ready to assist. In shorter, I'm introduced to the other magnates of town. Shahedja, Masha, and Mirab. We're sure that you agree with us. We simply would not hide for anything of the Kandana. Okay. You're a resentful maniac by the way you were acting there. Honest lazy, you don't have much to live, so let me start with you. Kinda his quarters, says the city's mayor, surprisingly extensive. He leads me to a room that clearly serves as the conferences of the settlement's most important people. Seating me at the head of the table. Honorable Captain, you sure must see that the Kandana's avarice is misplaced. He has vested of his authority to help us in this manner. We'll see to that the world knows of your generosity. It prattles on, but can't help but notice us passing an alcove stuffed with precious articles of faith. Try to catch him on a lie. 95% chance it's a foolish mistake on his part, so I gain +1 piece of evidence. Conversation lasts over an hour, going over and over. Every last detail or more details of the dealings here. Whatever they happen, who they're with, how it's done, and so on. Despite our best attempts, is utterly beyond reproach, and attitudes entirely too smug about it. But we'll do better in the next one. Damn! Onwards to Shansha's properties. Shansan leads us towards the sources of a well-stocked armory, smithy attached that provides weapons and ammunition to the militia and passing caravans alike. I know. Seems like we're doing well for ourselves, but it's hardly the first extra duty that the Kandana has put us on this year, nor will it, I suspect, to be the last. You must understand our reluctance. As he speaks, my mind flits back to the large chest which seemed to be sore passed on the way in. Gaiapunk, begin your examination. With Gaiapunk leading the interview, Charles sits down to answer seemingly unending barrage of questions. First patiently, then increasing less as time wears on. It doesn't take too much effort to prise the truth from him. Suddenly he seems near terminally surprised by. May our luck hold for the next one. There's still Masha. 1 second. Spot of luxury. Masha runs a thriving bathhouse within Telecon's walls. There's no fool alive which can appreciate a good bath, washing away the dust and grime of the modern world. And a few coins for the privilege is well worth the cost. I know, she's doing well for ourselves. It's hardly the first extra duty that the Kanda has put us to this year, nor will it, I expect, to be the last. You must understand her reluctance. As she speaks, my mind flits back to large chests seem to be sore as they pass on the way in. Begin your examination with her. So, there, we got it. So, see if Marab's hiding anything. Last time. Marab's business revolves around storing and procuring food, both exotic and bulk fare. The commoners get cheap cereals in times of need. The local elite have someone to go to the fashionable foods from distant capital. He keeps on chatting, but I can't seem to forget a well-stocked kitchen with all the past good to examine him. Gotcha. There's only one thing left to do. Make my decision. I'll decide what the final ruling will be. We gather in the mayor's closed chamber, some dramatic place to render my verdict. With the Gandal's word behind me, this will be binding one way or another. Shah, Masha, and Merab all the way to the pronouncements on a bated breath, whilst one seems nervous for the first time since my arrival. My gut tells me it could likely place some of it. My investigations have largely borne that out. You shall pay half. So, it's fine in favor of, but the ease tax burden on the sale nonetheless. I gain prestige, and also get paid a bit, but provisions more importantly. The locals are not entirely happy with my decision, but it's clear enough from their sudden mutterings that I've yet to doubt that the Kandana was like to be overjoyed either. But still, compromise often involves leaving someone, or sometimes everyone, unhappy. The mayor and his cronies know it's the best resolution they'll likely get. I suppose that's it then. Thank you for your time, Captain Praniyata. Sam reached out to grasp mine. A fair conclusion, I think. He takes it well. Never back down. I'm asleep and wandering the void before my mind is pulled into a dream. Deep in my subconscious, I know it's the vision of the future. Though my consciousness doesn't register as such. There's a fork on a road. At least I think it's a road. I think it's a fork on a road. That goes two directions. Left or right. Well, knowing I plan on going to India, by the time I go down the road, I'm going to take to the left. I see nothing but fire and brimstone. Gone is all hope. Gone is the future of my dynasty and my realm. All that has been destroyed by enemies and the wills of the heavens. Sir, fate, it can't be. Gems of the cursed future. Yeah. let's get out of here. Let's head to Lahore. Although this is going to be a bit of a complex travel, that your pathfinder's gear to get the hell out of these mountains. So let me customize a route a bit. First, go to the ancient mine. Then 2, you head to the Buddhas of Bamiyan. Then to Panjir. And we'll go through these here mountains. Pass through Jhelum. Then to Srinagar. Srinagar. And then Lahore. Hybrid culture formed. Han Kashinya. I granted a few Badakhshan landholders a promptu audience on the road. A few moments to exercise their manners while I am nervously. Find myself distracted by Zazadin. My young followers having a wonderful time singing common songs, dancing jigs, and lauding Arya heroes of old with some Sogdian use. Bass got into my courts and only deepened the girls' interest in practicing culture. Talent to foster. Shall be a poet. Might be useful someday. Azur died of old age. Vaham, my brother, is the new house head. I come across a man while past your backs. I would like to think and fist his hands as sure as I approach. Well met. I'm a huntsman. Wujiwe is my name. Now the mountains of Badakhshan is where I pursue my game. The mountains are my home to many animals, all of which are my prey, antelope, snake, and crane alike. I may not be the best, but I am willing. Says, for a few pieces of gold, I will join your camp. 4. Hit the road, you says Ogre. So that's now the new capital, Badakhshan. Gimme. Move your accursed head, damn it, Sadaka. This is my spot, cries disrupting my evening walk. Seems unmoved, folding his arms across chest. It can't be your spot if it's got my temp on it now, can it? He smirks back. Spy for higher authority. Those words are Captain Praniyata. Please, I beg of you, discipline this wretch. Figure it out amongst yourselves. Okay, here's another huntsman potential. Okay, he's a good one. Alright, here, provisions. Reduction of men-at-arms recruitment cost, that'd be a good one. May recruit cultural men-at-arms where you are located. Even better. And to my young tutelage of young Russian, I was pleased to know, and he told me he's considered himself Orgravamna. And indeed he is. As he should. Artifact delivery. Well, what's the records now? But who would want to kill me? The Turumic Reformation. King Dokya, a prominent figure amongst the Turumists, have gathered every shaman in the land to discuss their beliefs and establish official doctrine for the pagan faith. These Turumic shamans have adopted a pragmatic and balanced view of the other faiths and requested aid to spirits to help guide the faithful through these turbulent times. The burgeoning movement decided not to instate a religious preference. Instead, let the shamans determine what teachings to promote. It does not matter what these heathens believe. It is nightfall, and a woman's hard at work when we arrive at the cereal field south of Atak. It appears to be planting crops at a rapid pace, using a large flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the woman performing her labor, then I inquire as to what exactly is she up to. She winces and starts a long rant of how we need to wake up and meet our true masters instead of hiding behind false Hindu teachings. Take a few step backs in surprise. Alright. I commence. Damn it. What in the world was my son doing in that wardrobe in the servants' quarters? Playing hide and seek, he claims. He looks like a fool. Smiling, flustered cheeks, drooling, and barely hear what I'm saying. Oh no, I know what happened. He must have seen two of the laundress fucking a duck to get it. Some deadly lust in his eyes. Restrain yourself! This is no way for a lord to behave! Virtues. Manicheans is the land of strange and obscure customary. The practices of the Smata faith are strange and unimaginably different from Manichaeism, and nor is that more apparent than their attitude towards practice magic. Right in the middle of the town there's a woman chanting incantations and offering blessings as if she were a priest. It's strange to me, but the few appear to be positively jubilant in her presence. Even to me, it made no sense that witchcraft is a sin. Have we seen that massive tree before? I swear we're going in circles. Master shouts. Perhaps he's right. We see no sign of getting out of this forest in hours. Are we still leaving in Jammu? The dense tree cover makes it impossible to tell the time of the day or even the direction we're headed. This route will never make it to Lahore. I know exactly where we are. I found a correct path for it. And here we are. There's plenty of things to do here. Do a passage of arms. Let's do that. Make progress with Baga or the Tiger. Go pick up your schemes. To the bridge. We found some really good people lately. Excellent. Seems our time in Trigot has proven beneficial for my son. Study about the local culture simply fascinates him. So much so in our brief time he's managed to pick up passable Vakata. An achievement that the lad is coveting to the high heavens by speaking around the camp constantly, even dropping little words and phrases to conversation with his lessers. Smug behavior to be sure, but perhaps of a good cause. Smart boy. I'm reminded. Since we got this upgrade, how about another one from here, just for future reference? Over at the barber's tent, maybe? Guess Surge's tools would do, but it's gonna cost a lot. At least it takes less time to do all these schemes. Yeah. There's so many kingdom titles here, there's a good reason why I decided to go to India. For all these places. Including down in Lanka. And then we'll move back up north. Captain Praniyata, my leader, I've met the most enthralling woman here in Jakarta. I can do for Stomach's addressed me. I found out let us marry while paying me a sizable dowry. What is an Armenian doing all no, it's not my problem. You stay away from that woman. She's possessed. I learned that lesson the hard way. Panting. I tapped my horse on the back. Easy now, it's over. Guarding this bridge has become my only task in the past fortnight. Armor shining under the moon. The sea of broken lances are pushed to one side as testament on performance. Praniyata, Rana, Samadava. Greeting. Sending summons on big or small. What a sight. Let me see. Yeah, I'm willing to save the coin for that. Artifact delivery. A wooden whistle? Oh, okay, yeah, head to there. Give me a moment. Get to this. And then we'll be on our way. I hate traveling. It's now that the people of Barrow seem to profess a special devotion towards the Rata and the Lich. My lady, it's most fortunate I come to meet you at this crossroad. For I've searched a marvelous fountain which water is said to cure all illnesses. If you were to help me in my quest, I shall pay homage to you. How good are you? You might be useful for something. So join me and forget about all that foolishness. We need good fighting men these days. There aren't enough Vagators here. Where's my wandering streets? You're gonna need more of that. Stay, sit, and I tell you stories. There you go, now I'm a veteran traveler. We came to a toll at Compatibility. My entourage are prepared to pay for passage. There was nothing extraordinary about this toll. This is a right for any ruler to levy tolls and ostensibly have the funds to pay for protecting travelers. The guards, however, seem to be a rather friendly lot. Not to say that all guards are terrible people, but typically even the good ones are more dutiful and more serious than good garrisons talkative like this. Nothing much happens here. The guard captains, while my entourage pays gold, we're so honored to have an esteemed captain like yourself pass through, my lady. Tell you what, I'll give my word the next few tolls up the road and remind you of the treaty of respect you deserve. Thank you. Tell you what, you seem like a good sort, so you don't have to pay as much to cross this here bridge. There you go. On our way back, do that little boundary dispute, and then we'll end this episode as the next episode will be more focused on India, of its travels throughout and doing all these contracts and all these things. As well as try to get closer and closer to become the Bagator errant. It's tough to describe what's so appallingly intimate about the low buzz of the camps on the evening. Maybe it's the signature boos and cheers of distant games of dice, the quiet packs of hunters moving as one through the walkways and tents, or even rim-thick metallic thunking of nails being hammered to the soft terrain all around me. All this forms a quiet, comforting blanket of familiarity. This is my domain. These are my people, a small kingdom, but one where I know every sign, sound, and soul. I think I'll take my customary seat at the fire. Oh, they're about to be illustrious soon. Just 2 more of these contracts, and then we'll do something else. Shooter. Mulling over a strongly worded letter received from my brother Lodan this morning. He let out his firm wish that our entire house make express the enemies of the Jew dogs. That's J-U. Well, it could be you dogs, depending on your pronunciation. This will get us nowhere to me, because I am not interested in that sort of thing. So go to this here boundary dispute and finish it. Go. And then we'll end the episode here. What are you talking about? The massive chopping block in the middle of the logging camp of Gujaratra has seen much use, though it's always been there, even before man walked this earth. My shoulders are tense and my forearm trembles slightly from the built-up stress as I approach the magnificent wooden trunk. I carefully place this piece of discarded timber at the podium, then, once in motion, I raise my axe. No, anyone labors beneath me. As I walk through the forest, a good pace and join a piece of my midst. From a corner of my eye, a sure glimpse of spotted coated. A loud growl confirms it. A leopard! The spotted beast lopes into the truck, its great paws kicking up dirt, flanked by thick trees. It completely blocks the way forward to Navigable. Just look at those claws. Step aside, I'll handle this. Leopard dies in my hands. Trying to look at those ruins, and I got an artifact. Navigable von the sword. Killing that leopard now made me illustrious. Need to get up to 5,000. Manicheans streets are gripped by a fever of gossip and scandal. A complicated matter of marriage, inheritance, and business rates gone awry in a vast section of the best local land for grazing horses or to go some fool with neither money nor skill. Consequently, local magnates are trying to tear each other to pieces or how to or should split the land. Purpadana Samharaja is at pains to let us know that our coin depends on calming the situation quickly and quietly. Pasture sounds like my bailiwick. I have enough experience in matters of war that to know the best land doesn't always raise the best horses. In order the best horses need the best land. Calmly and carefully, just a little condescendingly, I explained in the errors of their thinking of his magnates. They're reluctant to listen at first. The land is still land after all, but after a good argument always wins through the end. So, good argument always wins through the end. So, Samuel Raj seems more pleased with our resolution, gratefully hands over his coin. Another happy patron. I haven't been really asking patrons for their stuff because I was anxious to go to here. A grotto emerges from vegetation like a stone arch in a cathedral. By its entry, there is a small wooden table in the stall. Someone left the lantern burning. Cover my lady, son holds his arm in front of my chest. There are banners these lines. They are quick to make accusations. A dimly illuminated figure stands in the entrance to the cave. Amelia Hermit, Admiral, you carry the title of the captain. Please tell me about my future, if it was legitimate because of that dream of mine. Never takes a second for replying. Gets up and waits till I home. There's some herbs scattered around or what seems to be a rudimentary bed. He turns to me and away from the entourage with an oddly deeper voice replies, You shall find who that seeks. How insightful. 1 second. We're passing through Gujarat when we saw the burnt out, hollowed ruins of what appears to be some residence. My entourage were unsure if this was a mildly interesting or somewhat concerning location. A local Panjani was passing by, and we asked the fellow if he knew about the building. Unfortunate instead of that, shrugs his head and exclaims. A family of farmers lived there. House burnt down in an accident recently. They say the area is cursed by some fiendish force. We'd best not tarry here for too long. My lady, just in case, the shivered looking at the ruins. Sounds like some silly superstition. Alright, so we'll stop this episode here, and in the next episode, as I just noticed that there's a disease that's awfully close to here. This is a minor outbreak, so I guess we'll have to take a different path to keep away from that disease. So on and so forth. So we'll see you in the next episode as this landless gameplay continues, as I continue to earn more money and hopefully get some more upgrades, preferably this one, so I can get a proving grounds. That's what I want next. And maybe start taking up mercenary work somewhere in this volatile subcontinent where there tends to be warring factions out there, much like with Middle East over there. So we'll see you in the next episode, but until then, so long for now.